Hi everyone, it's Hannah Fletch. Welcome back to Shared News. Joining today, I have the ever so lovely Kayla Galloway. We are so excited, you guys. We are going to be breaking down our thoughts on the best and worst dressed from the Met. But before we get into it, make sure that you guys like this video, make sure that you subscribe and have the notifications turned on so you guys don't miss out on any of our future uploads. Now, also make sure since we are live, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Chime in. We love to see what you guys have to say. And just as a disclaimer, we're not experts. We have opinions and we're so excited. We know that the Met is all in high fashion fun. And that's what we're here today to do is to have some fun with you guys. So, Kayla, are you ready? Are you excited?
I am so ready. The Met Gala is one of my favorite events of the year. I look forward to it.
Well, before we get into breaking down our thoughts, I want to talk to you a little bit about what the theme was last night, which was Karl Lagerfeld, A Line of Beauty. What did you
Mhm.
think of the theme?
To be honest, I wasn't super excited about it. So I went into Met Gala 2023 with low expectations, especially when I heard Blake Lively wasn't going to be there. I was ready to throw in the towel. But as the looks kept coming in, I was pleasantly surprised. And I think people really took the theme and ran with it in the best way and some unexpected ways too. So I overall really enjoyed it. And I think part of it is maybe the Karl Lagerfeld, like the black and white elements. I feel like everyone was
Mhm.
kind of just black and white, very like simple, like color palette, but then we're able to make risky choices in other ways.
I agree with you. I think that I was in the same boat, kind of going in with lower expectations. I like that this was kind of more interpreted, I think, like you said, black and white, kind of classic, kind of timeless. I'm a sucker for stuff like that personally, so that gave me a little bit of excitement. And overall, I think
Mhm.
everybody pretty much understood the assignment in a
Connection to the theme, which not always happens in past Met Galas.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So obviously we are in mutual agreement of our choices in compiling our best and worst dressed list. Just to give you guys a heads up too, we did compile basically kind of like a let's talk about list as well, where the looks didn't necessarily qualify for our best dressed, but they definitely weren't the worst dressed either. So you guys will get to hear us have a let's talk about as kind of like a third section for this conversation. So let's get into what we've deemed as the best dressed list. All right. So we decided that we think that Sydney Sweeney, Jenna Ortega, Jennifer Lopez, Billie Eilish, Kendall Jenner, and Anne Hathaway made our best dressed list. So again, we're live. Comment. Let us know your thoughts if you think that somebody made the list that shouldn't have. If you guys think that somebody if you're in agreement with anybody in particular on the list. Let's kind of unpack these a little bit. Kayla, do you want to pick a couple of our best dressed and kind of give your 2 cents?
Sure. Well, I am the biggest fan of Sydney Sweeney, and I just love the bows. Really, anyone who wore a
Yeah.
bow last night, like I was on board. She was just so classic, and like the hair is very like old Hollywood, and that's kind of her MO, right? Sydney always like
Mhm.
has these classic, like jaw-dropping looks, and I was absolutely obsessed with hers. And I'd have to say another one that really got me was Anne Hathaway. I
Me
kind of
too.
like, yes, she's Anne Hathaway, but she's also, oh, I'm totally blanking the name from the Devil Wears Prada character. But for
Oh
some
my goodness.
reason, like I kind of saw her as a character, that character last night. It was almost like, later on in her career where she takes over Meryl Streep's role and shows up in this, right? I mean, the pins, the tweed, like you have to have tweed in that, that theme with Carl. And I absolutely loved her. She is just getting, I think she's aging in reverse. She just keeps getting prettier and prettier every single time I see her.
I agree. And I personally don't feel like she's getting anything done to her face or anything like that either. You know, it's
Uh-uh.
Hollywood, right? Everybody's got a plastic surgeon on call, but I don't feel like that's the case for Anne. I just feel like whatever she's doing, she's just really enjoying herself. It shows. She's living her life. She's happy. Um But I agree with
Exactly.
you for sure. I love that dress. I love that dress so much. It's so pretty.
It was quite the moment. I was obsessed. Just so good.
Definitely.
And I mean, really all of them. I knew there's be a lot of tweed, but I think she did tweed the best.
I think so too. And I'm a sucker for like the gaudy but like gorgeous safety pins too. I just love those.
It
I
made
think that
it.
those
It
are
was
so
just
pretty.
edgy, but still classic. I loved her hair with the little poof. I feel like it's
Mhm.
Snooki's year. Poofs are coming back. Like
I
I've
I
been like trying to
agree.
figure out, right? Everyone's doing a poof. So I need to jump on that bandwagon. Next
No.
panel,
You'll
guys, I'm gonna have a
I
poof.
was I was gonna say next panel will both be poofed up.
Yep.
I agree. I also want to talk about Kendall Jenner. So I've seen a ton of different remarks about all of the Jenners and what they wore, but I really liked what Kendall wore. I know that there's a handful of people out there that are like, yeah, no, that wasn't it for her. But my thing is, Kendall is, I mean, I think that Kendall is the prettiest out of the Jenners just because I think that she's the most natural. And I love that like her legs were accentuated in this. I think I saw in an interview she was 6'7", she said in an interview with Emma Chamberlain.
Oh, like
And
with her
I
like
don't know,
shoes, like being so
with the
high.
shoes on. Yeah, 6'7".
Gotcha.
So
I
I
mean, if
just
I
love her
had
look.
legs like yeah, if I had legs like Kendall Jenner, I would never wear pants. So like I feel like this was the choice for her. She looks absolutely
Mhm.
incredible and I felt like it was a little bit more riskier than her sisters, which I appreciated. And
Yeah.
I love a good cape. And I mean just really seeing these three next to each other. Kylie and Kim did a great job. Like it wasn't a flop whatsoever, but just Kendall
Mhm.
I think was just on another level a little bit.
I agree. I saw a lot of comments too that were stating that like Kylie wouldn't even wear that to dinner, much less the Met. That's the those are the comments that I saw on the internet in regards to what
Interesting.
Kylie was wearing. But I mean, I thought that the dress is gorgeous. I just think that it's definitely Kylie playing it more safe. I think that she's taken bigger risks in the past for sure, but I'm not against her dress in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think because I just had such a strong reaction to, I believe it was the last time she was at the Met Gala with like kind of the wedding baseball cap situation. I
Oh
hated that
yeah.
look so
Me too.
hard. So maybe because she did get such flack last year, like, that's maybe a reason why she maybe played it a little more safe. But I think something to note is that red color. We saw a lot of black and white, but then I feel like we saw like three or four people do that like bright red. And I'm sure with
Mhm.
like how the carpet was and everything like that, they really stood out, which like red is an iconic color. So I did like the color choice, I guess. And I feel like the three of them also with the black, kind of the white cream, the red, it kind of all meshed well together because I'm sure they knew that they would be standing together a lot, lots of photos together. And so it really, I think they all complemented each other.
Yeah, it's like the stereotypical classic palette of black, white, and red, which is literally all of them.
Exactly.
Now, I
Mm-hmm.
want to ask you if you were to steal someone's style at out of our best
Ooh.
dress list, who would that be for you? If you and it could be maybe the dress, it could be like the entire look. For me, I'll kick it off. I would definitely, I think I would steal Anne Hathaway's or Sydney Sweeney's, one of those 2.
I was gonna say that too. They are really
Mhm.
next level. I do have an appreciation for Jenna Ortega's look though. She
Me
also
too.
did tweed, but she did it in like a lot more like there's a lot more volume to it. I loved all the chains and like the pearls. Like I feel like she had everything going for her. It wasn't just a simple tweed. She had so many different elements and
Mhm.
I would wear that. Like the shoes too, the chunky
Yeah.
shoes. I really liked Jenna's look. She is kind of the it girl this year.
She really is. There's this thing that happened to me when I saw that Jenna Ortega was there. I mean, I figured she would be, but when I saw that she was there, like, I mean, I'm 26. I think she's like 20, 21. She's in her younger 20s. And I just like I had like a mom moment. I was like, "You go, girl." I was so happy to like see her there. I feel like the outfit is just so on point for her. I just feel like if you could put an emoji affiliated to like any picture that Jenna Ortega took, I feel like I would put the little check mark emoji, the green check mark. I'm just like, yes,
Yes,
spot on.
I
She
love
deserves to be
that.
there wearing that outfit. Absolutely.
Yeah,
All
maybe
right.
with a little black heart too, with like all of her kind of Scream Wednesday. She has like those darker roles. I think she had to go black. It would have been weird if she wasn't in black for me. It's kind of like her
Yeah.
identity, right? She's like the new Scream queen.
Yeah. Could you imagine her now? Imagine her like in the red. It just like
It
you
wouldn't
said, she has
work.
to be in black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. And then let's talk a little bit about J-Lo and Billy too, as they're on our best dress list as well. So who do
Yes,
you
Billy
think?
never disappoints.
Oh my gosh. She looked stunning. Like stunning last
So
night.
good.
So good. I
Yeah,
just
I
love
couldn't agree
her.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then we got J Lo too. J Lo. I
Oh
mean,
my goodness.
J Lo can't go wrong. I mean, they really the guest list was on point. Even though I'm still salty about Blake not being there. Blake Lively's my number
Yeah,
one. I love how she
I
always
know.
also like matches with the carpet. Just I felt like
I
something was
know.
missing, but I did love the little hat action. Like capes were
Mhm.
definitely something we kept seeing on the carpet last
Lot of
night,
capes.
and I think.
Mhm.
And then it kind of also to go along with all of the like award shows having those what's it like gloves like the long gloves also it's kind of gone into the mat. I was wondering if they would have kind of dipped a little bit more because they kind of had their moment with the award shows earlier this year, but
Mhm.
they're still true. I need to get some. They're it's not going away. Oh, see, and like also Billy,
Yeah.
he's got those
Yeah,
long
Billy had it
gloves,
too.
beautiful. Yeah, and I
She
love
just
her
looks
kind
so
of like almost
stunning.
Katniss Everdeen braid.
Also, I'm just
Giving
jealous
Hunger
that
Games.
Billy can pull off absolutely any hair color and she looks phenomenal. Like look at her with that jet black hair. It's so pretty. I just love it. Oh,
She
she's
looks
so pretty.
incredible, and just the very subtle lace. I love the little accessories in her hair. I believe she was there with her
Mhm.
brother too. Her brother was there.
Mhm.
A very different look, very casual versus kind of what Billy is
Yeah,
going for. But she's iconic. I just can't wait for her third album. Hopefully that comes out soon. I love her, and she really killed
that's
it.
true. She really did. And like you said, I love that Phineas, he was with her and then he was just more understated. He definitely let Billy take the moment. He looked great too, don't get me wrong, but I just love that
Oh yeah,
he let Billy be the focus. I think that's so I love their relationship. They're so
it's
sweet.
the cutest.
Brother
Yeah, how
sister.
cool to like share that passion over music together. I feel like that's very rare.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Kayla, are you ready to get to the next part? The worst dressed list?
I feel mean, but at the same time, I'm going for it. So yes,
All
let's
right.
do it.
Okay, cool. Well, this is a friendly reminder too that again we are live, you guys. So comment down below and let us know. We just went over the best dressed. Let us know if you guys are in agreement with who we said was deemed on our best dressed, and we are going to get into the worst dressed. So on our worst dressed list, we have Kim Kardashian, Olivia Rodrigo, and Elle Fanning. Where would you like to start?
Yeah, so let's start with the worst so we can end like on a more positive note. So Elle
Okay.
Fanning, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but I have not one positive thing to say. It was very midsummer, which like okay, but that's not the theme. And even if it was, like it didn't connect for me. There's one thing I like about it. Like I don't know, can you find one thing you like, Hannah?
No, it looks like a bride that had to run away to a funeral. I don't,
Yeah.
it's like she had to switch it up and go to, I don't know. Here's
It
what
was a huge miss.
it's a huge miss. The thing is, Elle is very pretty. So here's where I get
Of course,
frustrated
yeah.
from being in my perspective. And I understand that my view of fashion is different than other people. Other people would obviously deem this to be a work of art. But my thing is like if I'm distracted by how a dress or a suit or anything that you're wearing, if I'm distracted by a physical, like if I'm afraid something is not highlighting somebody well, if it's not complimenting you, if something's going to fall out, if I'm afraid that something's going to fall out on guys or girls, like then that's where I get distracted and then I feel like I get taken out of what the message is supposed to be or the story is supposed to tell. So in this case, I
Mhm.
just see a girl that's gorgeous and is just getting swallowed by this outfit. And I don't understand why. I think that she would have looked stunning even in something maybe along the lines of like an Anne Hathaway or like a Sydney Sweeney like that. She's kind of got their similar type of physique and build and height. Um, but yeah,
Exactly.
I just
Swallowed
think
was the
that
exact same word I was going to use too. I think that
yeah,
perfectly describes it.
yeah. I think that she just could do way better. I know she can. So I just hope that
Yeah, for
she's
sure. So
yeah.
better luck next time, Elle.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I mean, like I said, she's beautiful. This is one miss. She'll
Right.
she'll bring it for 2024. She'll pull like a
She'll
Kylie,
rebound.
right? Everyone kind of
Yeah,
hated her look
exactly.
last year, and
Hated it.
she maybe played it a little bit more safe this year. But she's not on any worse stress list, so maybe she'll follow in
Exactly.
Kylie's footsteps.
Yes, exactly. All right. And then next up we have Olivia Rodrigo that we've deemed on our worst dress
Yes.
list. Now here's
Man,
the
I
thing
love
with
Olivia.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead.
My thing is, I just think that um she can look so much better. The girl's gorgeous. Like, and I just feel like her outfit did not do anything for her. Kind of like not it didn't swallow her like Els did. Els was a different ballpark altogether. Olivia, I just feel like she could have looked so much more than she did. And I feel like Olivia's young too. Like Jenna Ortega kind of got a little bit risky, right, with her outfit, but she was still in like Jenna
Mhm.
Ortega world. I feel like Olivia could have taken a step outside of the box a little bit more too. I feel like I don't know. What do you think about her dress?
I
What are
agree. I
your
mean,
thoughts?
she's so young, you know, she just
Mhm,
had like one of the biggest albums of the year last year. And so I was maybe it's also because you have such high expectations for, you know, your favorites. And I'm such an
mhm.
Olivia fan. And I was
Yeah.
kind of the more I look at it, yes, the dress is okay. It's a little paper shreddery. But
Yes.
I think she could have salvaged it with maybe some different like glam, you know, different makeup, different hair.
Mhm,
It just made her look older and it was just a lot more mature looking than I feel like she needed. She's young, she's fun, like that's her image. And I feel like she just went such the other direction. Like I do think her glam could have turned it around because her dress is pretty. It is on theme,
mhm.
I will say that, because you know,
Yes.
Els was not even on theme, so 1 point there for Olivia. But yeah, I just think she could have just gotten a little bit more. She needed a more youthful twist on her entire look, you know, not just the dress. I think she could have still salvaged it if done something more fun with her hair. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you know what would have been nice to see for her hair would have been similar, I think, to like Anne Hathaway's or Kendall. I would like to see she's got so much hair, play with the volume a little bit, you know? That's maybe that would salvage the dress, like you said. It is paper shreddery. See, that was a good now I can't unsee that. Yeah. Thanks, Kayla.
Sorry guys, I'm
No, it's true.
ruining Olivia's dress for people.
It's fine. It is. It's just yeah, the girl is gorgeous, and I just don't feel like that she was highlighted in the way that she could have been. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with
Same.
the glam too, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think Lamb could have turned it around, but you know, definitely not awful. But love you,
Right.
Olivia. Now, when it
We
comes
love
to
you.
Kim, yes, love, love, love. Kim
Yes.
Kardashian, I think it's just like almost like I've seen it before. It
Mhm.
didn't like excite me. You know, Kim Kardashian in the Met Gala, I have to say she's one of my favorite people, maybe right under Blake Lively when it comes to the Met
Mhm.
Gala. And, you know, she brought it with Marilyn Monroe's dress last year. I absolutely loved like the one where she like looked like a mermaid princess, like the all wet one.
The wet one was my favorite. That was my favorite one of hers so far.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think that was
Yes.
Mew
And so
Mew.
I guess I was expecting more. Like it just didn't there wasn't a lot of imagination to it, I guess. Like she kind of played it safer. And I don't know, what do you think? Because I like worst dress is extreme for her. I would just say I'm not like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a you know?
It's I feel like it's worse dressed for Kim. It's not worse dressed necessarily out of the Met. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like
No, that
she's
does.
I saw a lot of comments online. She's received a lot of backlash over this, but also people were like, "Oh, she's wearing Skims, and then she's paying respect to the Playboy cover," and I can't unsee that. It does look like she's just wearing shapewear underneath. Um, my thing is, I am again, I'm the type of person I fixate on the things that I don't know if people take into consideration. Like, and by people, I mean the people in the outfit. Like, look at that bottom strand. If she takes one step, she's cooked. There goes that whole bottom row, all the pearls all over the Met. She's done. I would do that. I would take a step, and that would be my luck if I wore something like that. I would break the strand of pearls,
Sure.
and then there'd just be pearls rolling in the background on the Met Variety, be conducting an interview, and
Could
then
you
it'd be a
imagine?
circus. You know, I can't. So that I'm worried about the safety hazard that comes with those pearls. And then even if one strand broke loose, you're done. Like it's just gonna cause a lot of chaos. So, but ultimately, my least favorite part of this is I don't like how we can see that nude corset underneath. It really does look like she's just wearing shapewear, and then she's just dripped in pearls. Um,
Yeah, it just didn't come together, right? It seems like a bunch of
yeah,
different pieces, even like the like kind of cape jacket thing she's wearing. It
I
just
feel like
didn't
that was
give the
just
way
thrown
that I
on.
think she thought it was going to give.
Yeah. And also, I feel like I've seen her wear that particular hairstyle a lot, which is not normally something that I'm picky about, but it would have been kind of neat to see her do something a little bit
Something
different
different.
with her hair too. I mean, she does
I'd
look
have to
pretty,
agree.
but it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a huge fan for this one.
Yeah, and I think most people are like not even necessarily talking about Kim's look, more of like there. Did you see those photos of her and Pete inside like the party?
That's where my attention got drawn in for sure.
Yes.
I want to see
Like
what happened. Yeah.
I know. I'm looking like in their facial expressions with like a microscope, like trying to get every like what could she be saying? Like there's already memes being made about it. So if anything, even if it wasn't her best fashion moment, she's still in the pop culture arena of the best moments of Met Gala last night, in my opinion, just for that particular moment. People love stuff like that.
Absolutely. Now, Kayla, I'm going to ask you the ultimate question here, okay?
Ooh,
What do you
okay.
think what do you think Kanye would say about this look? Your face.
Because really,
Oh
this is
goodness.
his first, probably the first Met Gala where he had nothing to do with it. Because
Right.
it's definitely a storyline that he used to be her stylist, and now she's kind of going off on her own on the Kardashians
Mhm.
show on Hulu. I think he would tear it apart.
I
And
think he
I'm
would too.
actually wouldn't be surprised if, because I know North was with her. She didn't actually walk the carpet with Kim, but North was
Mhm.
like in New York with her, got dressed up outside of the hotel and everything. And I bet North did a few remarks too. North and
Oh
Kim
yeah,
or Kanye, I feel like they're so similar, and I feel
I
like
think
North
so
probably
too.
was like, "Are you sure you want to wear that?"
Yeah, yeah. Do you think dad would approve? Yeah, I don't know. I think that
Yeah.
he would tear it apart. Like you said, I don't even know if it would come so much in regards to the actual look or if it would just come because Kanye is no longer Kim's stylist. But I don't know. I think that he would also probably be like, what the heck with the beads, because he's very like neutral. I mean, he had a hand in the whole the look. Was it Balenciaga the one year, or who was it where she just wore it was head to toe like spandex material basically
Oh
for
yeah,
nylon.
I forgot about
She showed
that.
up like a
Yeah, that was at
ninja.
least yes. Yeah, that wasn't my maybe that could have maybe been the worst over this
Maybe
one
that's
actually,
sort.
that I
Maybe
think
maybe
about
this
it.
one gets bumped up. No,
But at least
yeah,
it made people talking. This look is forgettable.
it
The
is
all black look wasn't. So that's something you could say.
right. Yeah, I agree. Well, that concludes our worst dressed look. Let's move on to the guys that stood out. There are a couple guys that we think stand out in particular. Obviously, we've got Pedro Pascal, we've got Bad Bunny, and I can't with this. Jared Leto. We've got Jared Leto there too. We'll get to Jared in a minute, but I just don't even get me
Yes.
started. All right, let's start off with Pedro. Everybody's deeming
The
him the
man of the
dad of the
moment.
internet. Yeah, he is so
Mhm.
cute. I love Pedro. Look at
He
him.
killed it. And he was one of the few he did that like bright red, and it really
Yeah.
worked in his favor in my opinion. He was the best dressed guy. And
Hmm.
did you see that knee? Everyone
I
is
saw that
dying
knee.
over that knee. He wore
I
shorts.
know.
Everyone's comparing it to like the Angelina Jolie dress with like the leg out. This was Pedro Pascal's Angelina Jolie moment. Um, people will be talking about his knee for years and years to come. Like
Hmm.
at first I didn't get the whole Pedro thing. I really didn't.
Me
But the
neither.
more and more and like the different interviews I watch, I think it's just he just seems just so humble, and I think that's what people like about him. And he just like I get it. Daddy.
Yeah.
That's what we have to call him from now on.
Yeah. Yeah. Daddy. I agree with you though. You know what I love about this look is I'm a huge fan. You and I were talking about this before we started shooting, but we were talking about ACDC. And I love Angus Young's look. He's the guitarist or the bass guitarist for ACDC. And it's like the schoolboy look, right? With the knee out and the
Mm.
socks and the boots. And I love that look. It's so classic, it's so timeless. And I feel like he just kind of brought it back full center, and also, I just think that he embodies the theme of what Carl as well. I just do. I just love his look and his energy.
I
He's just great.
agree. And I think people have probably had the
Mhm.
highest expectations for him too. So I'm really glad that he was able to meet those expectations because it was a showstopper.
It was. Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to we have Bad Bunny next. So Bad Bunny showed up, I think he was in all white, and I really liked, yeah, look, he looks really, really good. I'm glad that him and Kim, or who was it? Is it Kim or Rihanna had a very similar type of, thing to what
Rihanna.
he's
Well,
holding. It was
actually,
Rihanna,
both of them
yeah,
had very
yeah,
similar, but yeah.
mhm. I
Yeah,
like it though,
I
I
think Bad
really
Bunny
just like
killed it.
that. He did, and there's a cutout in the
I
back too that I really like in
Ooh,
his
I
suit
missed the
jacket.
cutout.
It's cool.
Okay.
It's just a cool cutout, and you can see part of his back, and it's just really neat because you don't see that in men's fashion very often, and I don't know, I just really thought that it was interesting, but I love the monochromatic white.
Yeah, and I do think men's fashion is just harder to judge for me, but I
Mhm,
love it when, there's that gender fluidity, not anything so like specific, like just a suit, kind of your basic. I
mhm,
love that he added those kind of frills and really made his own moment and not really caring about, what others thought. I absolutely loved it. One thing I missed is I really wish that him and Kendall like did a Pete and Kim thing where they like arrived together. I wanted them to have a picture together. I wanted it to be even like I thought maybe in the back of my head they were gonna get there together. It was gonna be like coordinated, but they really did
mhm.
their own thing. We saw them at the after parties afterwards, but I was
And
a
they
little
left in the
disappointed
same
by that.
car. They did. I
Ooh,
saw an
did
article
they?
that said that
See?
they left in the same car, but I wish they would have had the Pete and Kim moment too. I'm with you on that one. Yeah,
Same. But yeah, I definitely think he's like number two for the men's best dressed of Met Gala.
yeah, definitely. All right, so then that leaves that leaves Jared Leto. Let's talk about it. So Jared showed up in a cat suit, not unlike what you would see at your local amusement park or on Hollywood Boulevard. He is in a full-blown animal suit. And we had several people that decided to pay respect to Carl's cat. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Chopet. Um, but this one just I feel like it's cheating. I feel like
You
it's just
think? I
really
mean, it's
cheating
definitely
because,
a
like,
moment.
it's iconic. I will say his publicist is probably loving it. You know what I mean? But I just feel like it's cheating because it's like he just showed up wearing this cat outfit. He didn't actually like I feel like this is the type of thing he said on a phone call as a joke and he was like, "Oh, didn't Carl have a cat? Let me go as the cat." Like, and I feel like that was it for him. Everybody else spends months probably with their stylists and with their teams and doing all these things to be able to prep for something like this. And he just shows up looking like he just got off his shift at Universal. I don't know. But like your turn. Tag
Yeah,
me out.
I
What do
definitely
you got?
I definitely see what you're saying. I'm taking that in. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like it's kind of his MO. Remember past kind of Met Galas, he had his own double of his head that he carried around. He likes
That's
to
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he likes to really
Yeah.
make a moment and I do think like it's not like some cheap looking kind of mascot thing. Like you could tell it looks like
It is
real.
a
Like
nice
it almost
suit.
kind of a creepy like realness to it. And when he
Mhm.
takes the head off, I do like that he still has like he has some eye makeup. It's almost like kind of like a reveal, which I always love the ones where you go to the what you start out at the Met isn't how you leave. You have that kind of almost like outfit change or reveal. Um
Mhm.
I love it. And I'm also a crazy cat lady, so when I saw this
I know,
I was
I am
like,
too.
yes.
I I feel like I'm cheating on my cat by saying that, but yeah, I will agree with you. I think that at least it doesn't look like it's a cheap cat outfit. Like it definitely does look very expensive. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't end up like in a Ripley's or something like that. He is
Oh,
definitely
for sure.
outlandish. And I do appreciate I will say this too in response to what you said. I do appreciate that he at least like had on some glam underneath. And I know that he did change for the after party. He did. I think the cat head went though too. If I'm not mistaken. I think the cat
Oh,
head
I
made
feel
it to
like
the
it had
after
to. It's like
party.
the perfect accessory.
Yeah. I also just love this image of Anne and Selma and him all together. I think that this is a hilarious trio. I love it. I'm here for it. I think it's adorable. But yeah.
Exactly. I feel like that's why you need like kind of some crazy outfits like that so then
Oh
like you
yeah.
could have pictures like this. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
we have Doja too who did like the cat like full on like it was from reminded me of like actual like the musical Cats. She did the whole like prosthetic and everything. And me and Hannah were just talking. Apparently, she
Mhm.
did an interview with Emma where she
She did.
only meowed.
Only
So,
meowed.
like, only meowed. So, I mean, definitely the cats had their moment last night.
They did. Well, and here's my thing with that. So I will say I do love her dress. It's an Oscar de la Renta dress. I do really like the dress. I think that she looks beautiful in it.
The head
Um,
charm, too, I really like.
the head charm is very pretty. And like the prosthetics, she had a friend that helped her with prosthetics and the friend knocked it out of the park. I mean, and she did not wear the prosthetics to the after party. I did take note of that.
Okay.
Um, And then that was the only thing, like, it was during the interview with Emma Chamberlain, Emma held it together very well. She really did try to get Doja Cat to talk, and Doja didn't, and then this is where I wonder if I should have a little bit more depth and be like, "Oh, well, her meowing in every response is actually brilliant, or is it rude?" I'm not sure. I'm still marinating on that thought because I understand that you're dressed as his cat, and that's totally fine. I think that she did it. She's my favorite cat look out of her, Lil Nas X, and Jared. But as far as meowing in response to every single question that was asked, especially when Emma was trying to get a response, she was like, "Okay, let's talk about this." And then she just looks at her and she just meow, and I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
the
I don't know
Met
how to feel
Gala
on that one."
yeah. I'm leaning towards the way of not rude because I just feel like the Met Gala is not just about the fashion moments anymore. Yes, it's very heavy on that, like
Yeah.
90%, but it's about creating those
Mhm.
viral moments. I mean, how long did we talk about that Emma Chamberlain and Jack Harlow interview from last year? You know what
For
I
a
mean?
very long time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like this is probably strategy going in. First of all, her name is Doja Cat. That's her stage name.
Yeah.
She had to
Mhm.
take this cat opportunity and just really lean in. And I respect that to a certain extent. I think they
Mhm.
created like that interview is probably going to be on TikTok viral and it's
Oh, yeah.
going to like keep people talking about her and Emma. So it'll probably actually work
Mhm.
out for Emma in that scenario too, right?
Mhm.
But I do get it as you interview a lot of people. So I get that human level, but I think Emma's always down for a good joke.
She
Like
handled it so well. So well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I that's where I'm leaning.
Mhm. No, it's definitely I will say it is nothing less than iconic. I will say that for sure. But yeah, I just really love her dress. I think that she did look very pretty. Um, and yeah, let's talk
Beautiful.
about the so this is an accentuated kind of version of Chopette the Cat, which was Lil Nas X. And I did not know that it was the cat until I read
Same.
about it and I figured out that it was the cat. Now this took 9 hours. Around 9 hours. They started I think at 9
Whoa.
AM. He's wearing nothing but silver paint, a thong, and he's covered in jewels that I think somebody placed onto him, onto his body, and they did every single jewel. So the dedication is amazing. I will
I
say
like
that.
the commitment.
Me too. Me too. My fear is that something's gonna come out, and that's where I just get so distracted because it takes away from my appreciation of the art if I'm worried about something else. And I'm just worried, I'm just so worried that like something didn't get painted, or something like that. I don't know how to phrase it. But yeah.
Yeah. I live for moments like this. I like you said, I
Yeah.
didn't get the cat connection, but
Right.
I really liked I mean, Little Nas, I knew he's always been a little outlandish, not just Met Gala,
Always.
just in general with his fashion. And
Mhm.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I love just those like jaw dropping where like someone sees you walk on that carpet and people are just like, what the heck is going on? Like I
Yeah.
kind of like I love it. I really do. The only cat elements I saw, I was like really looking at the picture, is like he's got some like claws happening.
Mhm.
Other than that, I personally don't get the cat connection. But I mean, all the silver, the bedazzling, he
Mhm.
looks great. Why not? Right?
He does look great. I mean, and he look at how fit he is too. Like he is good
Very
to
good
go.
shape.
I mean, yeah. No, I love the dedication and the appreciation of that. I think there's something so cool about the idea of like waking up and having a team literally like help you assemble everything. Like if you're gonna do it right. It's the Met for goodness sakes. I mean, like I will say that,
Exactly.
like you said, I didn't see Cat per se. I think honestly, maybe this would be tacky, but maybe they should have added like a tail or something like that. Then that would have solidified Cat for me. You know, just
Yeah, or
something
maybe,
like
like,
that.
like,
I don't know.
jeweled whiskers? A little
Whisker.
bit more, like
Oh,
it
yeah.
would be a little bit more subtle than the tail, but still, like, being like, "Oh, that's what he's trying to do." Because right as of
Yeah.
right now, he has stuff coming off of his face, but almost looks like kind of like horns, or I don't know, it reminds me of, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, like, the one
Mhm.
like, the zombie pirates, like, barnacles growing on his face,
Yeah,
but not cat, more zombie pirate.
definitely. Let's talk about next we have Kristen Stewart on our list and we also have Florence Pugh. So let's talk about those two as well. So I saw interesting reactions for both of these ladies. I think Kristen Stewart, I saw a lot of people were very much down the middle. They were like, "Oh, she looked exhausted." And what is she wearing? But then I also saw a lot of people too that were saying this is very on brand for Kristen. Now I think that she was very on brand for herself. And in what she wore, it's kind of exactly what I would expect for her to wear to something like this. I know that she wore kind of like a schoolboy-esque type of like pantsuit, or not pantsuit, but like, you know, schoolboy-esque type of outfit. Like she wore trousers, she wore, I think, like a collared shirt. Um,
Yeah, kind of
and
like
it
a
was
suit with a
black and
twist,
white.
right? It had, like, some kind of
Yeah.
pieces coming out. I
Mhm.
personally liked it. Was
Me
it
too.
memorable? No. But
No.
I thought she looked great, and it was on theme, but it was
Mhm.
definitely not she wasn't gunning for that best dressed moment,
Yeah.
but I thought she looked great. And it
Yeah.
was
I
kinda
think so
interesting
too.
because Robert Pattinson was there with his
I saw
girlfriend,
that.
and, like, they
Yeah.
don't go to things together very often. So, I'm not sure, has this even happened where the 3 of them have been on, like, a red carpet together at the same time?
Well, I don't know
Not
because
that I
also
know
the other
of.
thing is like with the Met, I was doing some reading because every time the Met rolls around, I get like new fun facts and I learn about it more. So, what I learned
Yeah.
this time was your significant other also has to score a ticket. So, just because Robert is there doesn't mean that Suki gets to go too. Suki has to get a ticket as well, and be
Mhm.
offered that invitation. So, I don't know what it was like having the three of them there. I don't know if him and Kristen even talk or anything like that, but yeah, probably. I'd
Yeah,
imagine
just for
probably
us
not.
us
I don't know.
Twilight OG fans,
Yeah,
like, we have to
OG.
comment on that. We were just
We
talking
have
about
to.
that. Team
But
Edward or
yeah,
team Jacob?
whoever wants to text me first, honestly, I'm good with either. Fine.
Fair. Fair.
Whoever wants
I
to give
love it.
Hannah a phone call, I'm not mad at either. To be quite frank, darn,
I love it.
what a hard choice. Um, oh my god, but yeah, I really like her in that outfit. I think that it's very on brand for her, just as a person. She looks
Yeah,
good.
she looked great,
Hmm.
but nothing to write home about.
Yeah. And then next, and a final for our Let's Talk About section, we have Florence Pugh. Now, there were a lot of rumors circulating wondering if Florence actually shaved her head for this look, and it appears as though she did, which is dedication through and through.
That would have been hard to
What do
fake.
you
Like, that
think?
looks really real.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of Florence Pugh. Let's get that
Mhm,
out there. And the
mhm.
Don't Worry Darling premiere look, and so many of the looks that she's done since, I like salivate to. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I usually love, love, love her fashion. She's had so many great moments this year and last year. Um, I was a little disappointed, and I love a good reveal with the shaved head. That was cool, but
Yeah,
sometimes you need more than that. And the hat was cool too, but maybe neck up I liked. Neck down, I was not a fan. I think she could have brought it a little harder. I don't know. What do you think, Hannah?
I'm in the same boat. I've really liked her glam recently. I've loved her outfits. She wears such a unique style of dress that I feel like not many people wear in
Mhm.
Hollywood. I think she definitely like kind of has like this nostalgic vibe to her and wears like these cuts of, I don't know how to explain it, but she wears these cuts of dresses that are so pretty and like timeless. like you said, I've been a huge
And
fan.
she
I've
makes
been
risky
seeing
moves.
them. Yeah, she has a good mix of everything. But this, I'm just like, I feel like she's a little naked up top. I kind of, especially with the shaved head and there's no hair to distract. I mean, yes, you have the hat on top, but I feel like a necklace or something even may have helped the situation. And then again, I just don't, she's a gorgeous girl. I just don't feel like the top is as flattering to her as it could be. I feel like, um again, I'm just afraid that something's going to shift when I look at the top part of her dress. It takes away from me being able
Sure.
to enjoy her look. Do you know what I mean? And that's also just
I
from being
do.
a girl myself. There's nothing worse than having to like wear a dress where you feel like you constantly have to pull it
Yeah.
up. And I
I'm
feel
sure
like,
there's lots of tape places
yeah, oh yeah,
strategically.
I'm sure. I'm sure. But it's just I just feel like the top didn't flatter her as much. Again, I think maybe if there was some jewelry or something like that, something going on around the neck, I think that that would have even maybe kind of tied it together a little bit more. But I will say I tip my hat to her for being able to just shave her head right before the Met like that for the look too. I mean, that is incredible. That is dedication, man. That is, I would never
I have
shave
to
my head
agree.
like that. I tip my hat to her. I really do.
Especially with the
She's
shaved
gorgeous.
head, like, what I imagine is, like, some type of, like definitely she's gotten so many, like, moments where, like, it's sheer or see-through and, like, it's scandalous, right? This is the place where you
Mhm.
take that and you, like, elevate it, right? So I almost
Yeah.
would see something if I was her stylist,
Mhm.
like a high neck something, but almost, like, just complete sheer, like, gown all the way up to her neck, especially with
Ooh.
the buzzed head. We don't have any
Mhm.
hair to cover
Yeah.
anything. That's what I wanted to see. And so I was a little let down by Florence, but I'm still a fan. Florence, I love you if you're watching. Um
Yeah.
but I just think better luck next time.
Mhm. Yeah, agreed. And then the other person I meant to, talk about with you is what did you think of Janelle Monáe's look on the carpet? And also Janelle Monáe had a transformation too. I'm a huge fan of,
Yes.
obviously, of Zendaya from back in the Shake It Up days. I mean, I've been a fan of hers ever since, and I'll never forget the Cinderella moment that she had, that, like, transformation. So
I
now I
dream
love a
about it
one-woman
still.
show. Yeah, so, like, I love that she kind of did that. It made me think about another experience that I loved watching, but look at her. I mean, I think that this was so fascinating.
Honestly, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would even put her on my best dress list now. Like this is
Mhm.
a good reminder because I just
Yeah.
love having that reveal. I think it just makes it exciting. This is a show. This isn't just like a red carpet. This is beyond that. And that way that she took advantage of that, I just have so much respect for. And she's a style icon. And I think she didn't disappoint here.
Yeah. Well, and she's, I love that it's kind of like a nod to the idea of what's underneath, I think that that's kind of the overarching theme, and just the fact of like, even think about back in the not necessarily good old days, but the old days when people had to wear like the hoop skirts and everything like that, wireframe,
Hmm.
everything. Like, I love that she kind of tied that
The
in,
play
and
on
then
that.
yeah, it's just really neat to me. I don't know. Normally, I'm not really drawn to something quite like this, but I love that she did. I think what made me really love this look ultimately was the transformation, and she brought assistants in suits. I think that's fantastic. Nothing says you made it in life more than bringing assistants to the Met to help you do a costume change. That is iconic.
Yes. That's
Like,
just peak.
iconic.
That's like, I'll know I
Yeah.
made it if that ever happens to
Yeah.
me.
I know. Like, imagine her mom sitting there saying, "That's my baby." Like, you know what I mean? Like, watching
Yes.
on TV. That's amazing. But yeah, I
Yes,
really
I
enjoyed
loved it.
her
I loved
moment.
every second because that's really other than just like Jared Leto taking off the cat head. Like there
Right.
really was. I think this was the only transition this year or like reveal.
Yeah. I think that was it. I mean, I think Kylie arrived, her train, I think, was also like her coat kind of situation. I'm
Oh
sure there's
yeah,
a
and she kind of
fancier
just let
word.
it down.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat, but that's not really a transformation. That's not like obviously what Janelle did here. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
neat.
I
I
have
don't know,
to
I dig it.
agree. Did you actually? I just saw this before I jumped on here. Olivia Rodrigo and someone else had the same dress in a different color. I don't remember that ever happening at a previous
Oh,
Met Gala.
it was Olivia Wilde and someone else. You're right. She
Yeah,
Olivia had
yeah.
on the
Was her
white
name
version.
Margaret? I don't
Oh my
remember who the other
goodness.
person was. Not someone who I necessarily knew of before, but I just know
Me
Olivia
neither.
Wilde. So that
But
was a
yeah.
little interesting. You would think that they would try hard to not let that happen, such since it's such an organized event when it comes to
Yeah.
fashion. But I thought that was interesting. She looked good too. I mean,
Mhm.
nothing too exciting, but I
She's
thought that was
she's
notable.
she's so tiny. My thing is, like, I felt like with her silhouette, I think that it just could have complemented her way better. She didn't look bad, but I was just like,
Yeah,
"Girl, you again, kinda like Elle Fanning, like, you can look so much better. I know you can. It's not a matter of me not being a fan of your outfit, it's just that I know you can look better,"
yeah.
kinda
Couldn't
thing.
agree more
Yeah.
for sure.
So overall, do you have any final thoughts? We went through the best dressed, the worst dressed, or let's talk about kind of recollection here. Um, any last final thoughts before we say goodbye and wrap up our Met chit chat today?
I would just say overall the trends that I loved were the bows
Hmm.
and the long length gloves, and I absolutely love that. And Blake, please don't miss another Met Gala ever again. It was
Oh,
there was a
Blake.
giant hole last night, and Blake Lively should have filled it. But and I
I
also
know.
just can't wait till Taylor Swift shows up to one of these.
Oh, I know. Apparently, she's trending, even though she wasn't at the Met. There was something that I saw about her trending in regards to the Met. So I have to check that out once we hop
Oh,
off of here.
really?
But
Because she's
apparently,
such a
there's
cat
something
lady like
going around.
us.
Oh my gosh, maybe that's what it is. That's funny.
Yeah, I was saying, what if
That's
she like
really
brought
funny.
her two cats? That would have been iconic.
That would be amazing. And she's got a little white kitty too, I think, doesn't she? Like that might look
Yeah,
like
one very
Choquette.
similar to Carl's. So that would have been a
That
year,
would
but
have been
oh well.
great.
But no, I think we definitely had some good viral moments and stuff that we'll definitely remember as Met Gala history books,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. They got it with having some history made yet again last night for sure. But all right. Well, thank you so much, Kayla, for joining me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you guys have liked this video. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that your notifications are turned on so you guys know every time we upload a brand new video to shared news. Come down in the comments and say hello to us. Let us know all of your thoughts on the Met looks that we talked about. If there was a look that we didn't talk about, really just open up a discussion down in the comments. We love to read what you guys have to say. And yeah, thank you guys so much again. And we will see you guys in our next video. You guys can follow us. Our social media handles are right there on the screen. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Yeah.